Hi everybody, good morning. I'm so excited to see everybody online today. We have a really fun day today. We're going to be drawing mermaids and all things like that aquatic because it's May and there's a big trend going on now with all the artists called MerMay. I don't know if you've seen it or if you look up the hashtag MerMay. All these artists are drawing mermaid for every day throughout May. So I hope you guys can use some of your drawings that you did today or that you do today, and then we can add them into that hashtag. All right, so let's get started. So, here we go. Our morning routine. Our game plan right now, we're going to do an art review. Then we're going to do our quote of the day. Then we're going to draw some mermaids. Then we're going to take a karate break. Then we're going to draw some other stuff under the sea. And then we're going to do our challenge of the day. Then we do have morning mail today, so I'm so excited for that. And then I'll see you guys next time. I'm so excited. You guys crushed it with the submissions. You guys sent me so many. It was so good. It was so much fun looking through them all. Let's take a look. Okay, here we go. We have Sienna. Very awesome. I love your griffin, right? Or is it a hippogriff? I feel like hippogriff is the one in Harry Potter, and that's what that looks like, right? And I love that you actually included a picture of your bird too in it, which is so cute. And you did your Mother's Day, so I'm guessing your mom likes giraffes. That's super sweet of you. All right, and let's see who else we get. We got Hadassah did a fantastic watercolor picture of a hawk or an eagle. I think that's a hawk, right? Um, my zoology days are way behind me. Um, but I like your wolf and your fox. Your fox and your bird drawing, and then your wolf and your cobra drawing. You did a really nice job on the scales and also the expressions. Very good. I like Hadassah. I think expressions are definitely your strong suit for sure. Hi everybody in the comments. Hi Sarah. Hi Zach. Hi Sunny. Hi Jessica. So glad you guys were able to pop in. All right, what else we got? We have Colin did a dragot, which is a mix between a dragon and a rabbit, and you can see it right up there. Nice job, Colin. I love the colors that you picked, and just you always have a knack for making things. Um, you just have a very specific style, and it's like very like cartoony and funny. So very good. Um, Colin was in my comic book making class, my cartooning class, and he drew an awesome character called Saucy, the hot dog, and I loved it. Ariella, I love your fish mermaid things. What is that? It's like your cat mermaid. Why did I say fish? Uh, your cat mixed in with a what is that on its head? I'm trying to figure it out. Um, Osprey. Okay. Yeah, Luigi's Sienna's bird. Yes, I did include Luigi. Aria, and I love that the dinosaur with the Starbucks. I think a lot of your parents, your moms, like Starbucks apparently or coffee, because Zoe also included that in her Baby Yoda with the flowers and what does it say? It says vampire romance. Does your mom like Twilight? Is that why you included that in there? Very cute. Um, and your dragon is very cool. I like how each, since I didn't color it, you guys were able to pick your own colors, and how Collins and Zoe's look totally different, even though it's like the same species that we made up. And your cheetah and your crow, or did you say it was a leopard? It kind of looks like a cheetah though. Oh yeah, it is a cheetah and a cheetah crow. I forget what we said we were gonna call it. But I like it a lot. I love the details, and I love that you didn't use outlines. It's a totally different effect, but it still looks very clear. Like you could see where the shading of the color. So you must have spent a lot of time on that. The dinosaur with the Starbucks is funny too. Yeah. Okay. All right. So if you guys want to send in your artwork, you guys know what to do. For anybody new, you send it to noahfontana@gmail.com, and I'll be able to include it in the next episode. So definitely send it. And even if it's something that you just drew that's kind of has something similar to do with that, you could still submit it. I'll still check it out, and if it has to do with the lesson, I'll include it in the review for the next day or the next episode. So today we're looking at our quote of the day is Hans Christian Andersen, and he was the original author for the original Little Mermaid. Did you guys know that in the comments? Let me know. So here's a quote from his book, Little Mermaid, and I don't think this is the original illustration, but it's one of the very early illustrations of the Little Mermaid. And it says, because she could not go near all these wonderful things, she longed for them all the more. And I think that that's such a topical quote for today, especially with everybody still being under quarantine. Although I hear that we might be able to go outside for a little bit longer to exercise, which would be cool. But yeah, because she could not go near all these things, she longed for them all the more. We're basically the version of the Little Mermaid where we're inside instead of under the water, and we can't go outside onto land. And so I just wanted to take a second to kind of think about that and introspect a little bit about the things that we can't do or the things that we wish that we miss. So as we close our eyes, take a nice deep breath in and out. We're trying to get our brains in a good headspace for drawing today. I want you to bring to mind something that you miss doing before the quarantine happened, when you were able to go outside a lot. For me, one of the things I loved doing was going to the movies and just having like a Coke and candy, and when you're watching the movie, just like snacking on that with like friends or even by myself. It's fun. And I miss that a lot because that was so relaxing to just like zone out everything else and just be able to be entertained by a movie completely. So while you're thinking about whatever it is that you miss about doing, miss doing before the quarantine, I want us to think that that the fact that not being able to do what we want to do right now usually is not a lot of fun. So it's definitely been a lot stressful for some people. Oh, I know Sunny's having a Little Mermaid party tomorrow. Okay. Sorry, distracted. So while you guys are thinking about that, I know that it might not be a very fun thing to do to have to not be able to do something that you want to do. And that's going to be really tough. But there can be some benefits to waiting on doing things. Having to wait and be patient can actually grow the desire for what we're craving. And this is a good thing because then it reassures us that what we want isn't just something that we'll get bored of once we have it. So there have been times when I've thought I really wanted something. Like I remember when I was a kid, I wanted a Cheetor. I think it was like a Transformer toy. Hi, Itzel. Hi, Jessica. So glad you guys are here. And I wanted the Cheetor toy, and it was like, could transform into a person. It was so cool. It was one of those Transformer toys. And I wanted it so much. But then when I finally got it for Christmas, it wasn't actually that fun to play with. And I was like, oh, this is kind of a bummer. But then there have been other things where I've had to wait like a year to get them, to like either save up the money to get it, or just it wasn't available at the time, like a book or something like that wasn't released yet. And when I finally got those things, after waiting for so long to get it, it was like I knew that I really wanted it. It wasn't just something that I was going to get bored of or tired of. So try to think of those things and how exciting it's going to be, and how this is like a reassurance that this is something that you're going to really appreciate once we are able to get it. Now, for now, let's enjoy the feeling of anticipation for those things that we can't do, and while we're under quarantine. And we're going to enjoy our time inside right now, and we're going to draw some mermaids. Okay, so here we go. Let's switch to my tablet, and here we go. So I want to just talk about really quick first some of the mermaids that we probably already know. So for example, we have Peter Pan, and we see these mermaids right here. These were kind of side characters, so they didn't put, they weren't a main character, obviously, so they did put some design into the characters, but not quite as much as maybe another famous mermaid that we know. And clearly you can see that they have a lot of more detail in like the way like the frills around her hips like are see-through, and just her hair and how that flows in the water. Now, they also included a bunch of sea creatures too in this one, where you didn't see that as much in the original Peter Pan. And for the Little Mermaid, they took inspiration obviously from real animals. So here are the real animals that they took inspiration from. We have a red crab, and a flounder fish. Now I think the flounder in this movie was a little bit different than the one that they picked, because this flounder, the real one, lays flat on the ground with his eyes like sticking out on the side of his face, kind of like a Picasso painting. But it does have the stripes that you can see, and I think they just probably liked the name a lot too, and they wanted it to be. They took, I think, what they needed and what they liked to use, and they made it very cute and Disney-like. So let's try to draw one of these mermaids. Okay, here we go. I'm going to move this over to the side so we have some room. Alright, so if we're going to draw a mermaid, we can start just like how we would normally do a person, and we can start with the stick figure. So let's see, we got, ooh, that is a clean line, I don't want that. I'm going to start with like a 6B pencil line. So if you just have a regular pencil on paper, you can use that, and that should work perfectly fine. Okay, here we go. Now, if you're not particularly, if Ariel is not your favorite character, don't worry, we're going to draw some other different kind of sea creatures. It's not all going to be from The Little Mermaid. We're just going to use this as a starting off point. Okay, here we go. Some circles for her shoulders. And this will help us later when we try to draw our own mermaids. Let me crop some of this out. There we go. And it's important, I think, just to get that flow, you know, that's, if we can keep anything, we want to keep that flow. And this would be like the action line that we've discussed before in other classes. There we go. Okay. And we also want to get a nice swoosh for her hair. Awesome. Cool. Oh, and this arm too. Perfect. Okay. Now if we zoom in on the face, let me grab her face right here. It's funny, I see a lot of people posting things about how like the Disney princesses all kind of look the same, and I think they do have the same generic like look to them, but just like the breakdown of how big their eyes are compared to like normal people. But I think that's just more the style, because if you look at the nuanced differences, like the little differences of the nose for, let's say, Ariel or like Belle or Jasmine from Aladdin, and I think you can notice that there are some pretty big differences. I think they look probably just about as similar as people look similar, but there are little differences. Okay, we're definitely gonna want to update this a little bit. So just be a rough example of that. There we go. Good. How are you guys looking? Okay. It's interesting too. I think with the, what was it? These ones, some of them instead of seashells they have, is that a crab? As their like bikini. But Ariel has the classic seashells. There we go. All right. I think we're just about ready to go to the inking part. It's all right, Kevin. No worries. You can come anytime. All right. And actually, what I think might be kind of cool is to color this one in with watercolors. So if you guys have watercolors, you can try to do that. So I'm going to lighten up the sketch just a little bit. I'm going to create another layer underneath it. We're going to color it with watercolors first. Let's see. Yeah, that works. Just because she's so, she's under the water. She's under the sea. And we're going to color her in, and that'll give it a little bit more of a watery vibe to it. And then we can always do an outline on top of it later. There we go. Skin tone. We could erase out the eyes later. If you're drawing on with real watercolors on real paper, just be careful around the eyes so that you leave them white. I gave a little bit of extra blush around the cheeks. Awesome. Oh, it's all right, Kevin. I'm glad you listened to your mom. That's always good, especially since it was just Mother's Day. Did you guys have all of a nice Mother's Day? Did you guys give your cards to your mom that we drew in last class, where it was like the mixture of all the other elements that your mom likes? Did your moms get it, or did they? Were they very confused as to why you drew a dinosaur holding coffee or a baby Yoda with flowers on its head? Oh, awesome. Mm, that's a good question, Isabella. Uh, they include the shading in the backgrounds, but for the main characters, they only do like the very dramatic shading. So they'll change the color for the character if it's in like a dark scene as opposed to like a light scene. Um, The shading is just, it takes a lot longer to add shading because the characters are always moving, so it just adds another layer of the process. Um, so I think it's just because it takes a lot of time. Also, it's distracting, or it can be. And so having them just like a flat color, usually, except for areas where it's like very dark, like if you see an Ariel's hair like in that underside of the bangs, right, as they cover over her face, um, you can see that there's shading there. But in general, no shading because I think it would be a little distracting, especially since you're going to be watching them all the time. Okay. I might want to change these because I don't know how much I think this is looking like Ariel. What is that lighting doing on my face? It's so weird. There we go. Okay, let's go into the inking part. We can do some outlines. I think I'll stick with the studio pen because it's such a clean line like that. We'll make it really thin. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Draw the other eye. So now I'm curious, what do you guys miss the most about doing? What are you excited the most for once we can get back outside and like do all the things that we wanted to do? Your swim team. Oh, have you drawn anyone else yet? No, we haven't drawn anybody else yet. What shape are those eyes? Okay, let me see. Um, hmm. I would say, so it's tricky because they're from the angle. If you were to break those down, let's see. Hmm. I think they're their own unique shape, but all curves. So this one's curved like that, curved like that, curved like that. Um, this one almost looks like a little door, you know. Um, I would say that this eye. And this one is almost like a shark tooth or a shark fin. This one. Um, it's gonna be, you're gonna want to adjust the eyes. I would say try to draw the eyes almost a little bit, instead of trying to focus on making it exactly look like the way it's drawn. I would try to draw it in a way that makes sense to you more, and just use theirs as reference. Otherwise, it might look a little off because these were like sketched out and professionalized and like done, drawn a million times to perfect that exact like angle and everything. Okay. Kind of the same with the mouth too. It's such a unique shape. It doesn't like conform to any exacts. My screen just went blank for 30 seconds. Oh, that's weird. Oh, baseball. Yeah, sports is always such a bummer to have missed out on. I was in a bowling league, and now we haven't played, and it was such a bummer because we were winning too. Pretty sure we had a good chance of winning. Okay. Let's just do the actual mermaid part and focus on that, and then we're going to switch to our karate portion of the episode. Here we go. And again, it's not as important to make it look exactly like how they drew it, but it is important to get like the essence of what they were drawing. Okay. And if we had more time, I'd probably spend a little bit more time perfecting those lines, making them look. It's okay, Mo. I'd probably spend more time perfecting these lines to make sure they really had that exact wispiness that they have in this drawing. But we're just going to let it be for right now. Okay, and we could draw the seashells and the hands later, but those take a long time, especially the hands. So we're going to pause it for right now. We're going to switch to the next portion, which is a karate break. All right, how's everybody doing? Does anybody need a drink of water? Drink some water. Stay hydrated. Let's see. Hug your family members. True, yeah. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna start with some stretches. So stretch your arms like this. Good. Stretch your arms like that. Good. All right, stretch your arms over your head like this, and pull down on your elbow like that. Pull your arms down like that. Good. All right. Swirl your neck around, right, in a circle, just like this. Then go the other way. Good. All right. Now, let's try something new. If you guys can, let's do some jumping jacks. I feel like we need to get our hearts pumping a little bit. Now karate already. Yep. Sorry, bro. That's what happens when you sleep in your class. All right, here we go. That isn't my fan. Okay, let's do 10 jumping jacks. Okay, ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Whew. Good. Nice. Now that we got our hearts pumping, let's do our straight punches, and we'll do some Sensei says. I'm just going to call out the moves, and let's see how much you guys remember. Okay, here we go. So everybody get into your horse running stances. Like this. Good. All right. And here we go. Ready? We're going to do straight punch, straight punch, straight punch, straight punch, spear hand, spear hand, spear hand, spear hand, cross block, cross block, cross block, cross block, middle block, middle block, middle block, middle block, middle block, heel palm, heel palm, heel palm, heel palm. Good. Hammer fist, hammer fist, hammer fist, hammer fist, hammer fist. Down block, down block. So for down block, down block, down block, down block, down block. Parry. Do you guys remember parry? That was what we did last episode. Parry is like this. Parry, parry, parry. And then front kick. Ready? So if we do a front kick, here we go. It's going to look like this. Knee up, out, back, and down. Let me try to get a little bit better angle. Okay. So knee up, kick out, back, and down. So it's almost like you're pretending that you have like a tube around your body. You have to lift your leg up over the tube, kick it, and bring it back, and then slide it back in the tube. So that you can't just swing your leg out like this. Okay? So bring it up, out, back, down. Just like that. So let's try that for our front kick. Ready? And each, knee, san. Here we go. Chi, go, roku, sichi, hachi, ku, ju. Good. All right. Nice. Let's do some Sensei says. Here we go. Ready? Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says rising block. Down block. Yeah, I get you. All right. Let's try. If we can do this, if I can trust you guys, which I think I can. Let's play, and I'm going to have to use the honor system, so I don't know if you guys are going to actually do it or not. But if you guys want to play some Sensei Says for real, let's see who's the last one standing. So if we're playing Sensei Says right here, and I call out something and I don't say Sensei Says before it, just like Simon says, you got to sit down. So you guys can still play, but just comment if you get out, okay? And then the last person who's standing, we'll see, will be the winner for today, okay? Here we go. And if you can't play along, totally fine. But just let us know if you're still in, if you are playing too. All right, ready? Here we go. Sensei says down block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says middle block. Middle block. Oh, did I get anybody? All right, let's keep on going. Ready? Sensei says cross block. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says down block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says spear hand. Spear hand. Did I get anybody right there? All right. Let me know. Is anybody still standing? Are we even playing it? I'm looking in the comments. I don't see a whole lot of interaction. I'm thinking that you guys are just playing it, which is good. All right, you guys are funny. Okay. Oh, I got her out. All right, cool. Still in. Okay, so we still have a few people in. All right, let's keep on going then. All right. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says parry. Sensei says parry. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says spear hand. Hammer fist. All right. Looks like we got some of you guys. Oh man, you guys are good. Still in, still in, still in. Okay. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says rising block. Down block. Okay. If you're still standing, I mean, you can keep on playing, obviously, but if you're out, let me know. And if you're in, let me know. So if we still have people in, I'm going to keep on playing. All right. I think we got time for a couple more rounds. Here we go. Okay. Sensei says, Kyosuke. Sensei says, horse riding stance. All right, now sit in that horse riding stance the entire time. Sensei says, stay in the horse riding stance the entire time. Okay, here we go. And Sensei says, straight punch. Sensei says, straight punch. Sensei says, middle block. Sensei says, middle block. Sensei says, down block. Sensei says, hammer fist. Sensei says, hammer fist. Sensei says, straight punch. Sensei says, straight punch. Sensei says, spear hand. Heel palm. Still in? Man, you guys are good. All right. Sensei says, heel palm. Sensei says, heel palm. Sensei says, spear hand. Sensei says, spear hand. Hammer fist. Did I get anybody? I feel like I got somebody with that one. All right. You guys are good. You guys better not be cheating, though. Okay. Sensei says middle block. 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 Sensei says straight punch. Straight punch. Oh, I got you, Mateo. All right. Whew, man, I'm going to get out soon. Okay. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says I didn't even do it. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says down punch. I don't even know what down punch is. Okay. It's hard to say Sensei says that many times. I'm usually not that clear when I speak, so this is a testament to me really trying hard here. All right, one more round. This is like, oh my goodness, how are you guys all still in? Carol, can you remind me again? What's your? Is it? It's not Carol, right? It's a different name. It's you're using your mom's account, I think, right? Let me know. All right, Isabella. Okay, let me try to get you out here. Okay. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says down block. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says down block. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says spear hand. Straight punch. Did I get anybody with that last one? I know I did a front kick instead of a straight punch, so I'm out. All right, we're going to have to play again next time on Thursday. But nice job, guys. Whew. Okay, if anything, you got a good exercise in, so that's good. I'm going to try to get you guys out more next time. Okay, but for right now, let's move on to our other sea creature friends. And here we go. Okay, so here's a picture of a mermaid in Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean. I forget which movie this was in. I think it was the Fountain of Youth, right? I think that was what it was called. Bravo to everybody who is still in. You guys crushed it. I am impressed. I'm out of breath, and I'll try to get you guys out next time. Okay. All right. So, here's an example of a different kind of mermaid, and you can see that from the very beginning, where Disney originally did their mermaids. Let me see. Boop, 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 boop. They're very, very different, right? Very different looking mermaids. And what's cool is that after this kind of opened up the whole spectrum for different kinds of mermaids, Jaden, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. I'm writing that down right now. Cool. Thank you, Jaden. Cool. I didn't find the list, but I made a new list, and it has everybody's names, so now I know Zach, Blaine, Kevin, Isabella, Mateo, and Jaden, all of you who don't have your real names usually on there. Cool. Yeah, and sorry for the the delay, if I didn't respond to your comment right away, that's just because it's a delay in the live stream. I think it's like 30 seconds. This is the mermaid from Pirates of the Caribbean. But there's also been some other drawings of mermaids that people have done that are way more realistic. So check these out. I mean, realistic, even though they're made up mermaids. Really cool, where they take different fish specifically that they used, like this one right here, and they made it like a mixture. So it's not just like the typical mermaid with just like a green fin and red hair, but now it's like it's got elements of different fish and species in it, which is, I think, a really cool way to go about it. And then in MerMay, here's an artist. His name is Corey Loftus. Fantastic artist. He did a lot of the designs for Zootopia and a lot of other Disney movies, but I just named Zootopia because it has a lot of animals in it, so he's definitely very good at drawing animals. There we go. And so if you look, here's one of his MerMay drawings that he did, and he really kind of took it and ran with it with these next few ones I'm going to show you. So here's another one that he did where he found a fish that kind of looked like a mime, and he included the fish in the actual illustration, but he also just made the mermaid look like a mime too, but with like the paint bleeding down because it's underwater. He also just went straight crazy and went with drawings like this for like workout fish. I think this is like 80s style with the feather blown out hair and everything. But it's really cool, and it's just like a fun way to break out of that box of just thinking that mermaids all only look a certain way. So our challenge for today is to create a mermaid. Is that mermaid anime or live action or costume? Okay, so this is, let me see, animated or live action or with a costume. Okay, gotcha. I know you're Kevin. That one I did have written down. This mermaid is live action. It was CG, the mermaid part of the fin, but her face was live action. These mermaids are all digitally drawn. And this one, it looks like it was 3D modeled in the computer. And then these mermaids that Corey Loftus drew, these are all just hand-drawn using a tablet, I believe. So what we're going to try to do today is we're going to try to create our own mermaid from a fish. Now, I picked out a fish, that's so funny, that you rock that style. I picked out a fish that I think is really cool. This fish is called a sarcastic fringe head, and this is what it looks like. And what's really crazy about this fish is that when it gets like defensive and it opens its mouth, this is what it looks like. Check this out. Ready? Boom. Crazy, right? Those colors, and also the way it just pops open. So this is closed, and then it opens up like this. So I want to make this into a mermaid. I think the colors are really cool, and I think having a mermaid kind of do that with its face would be really cool. So I'm going to try to do that. Here we go. And I'm going to show you like just the process. I think I'm going to leave it like this for a little while, then when we get to the face, I'm going to switch it, and then we can add that element to that face. Okay, I'm going to go back to my 6B pencil brush. And also, I think I have a video of it. Yeah, here we go. Watch this. Sarcastic fringe head. This is it. Isn't that crazy? I might even just leave this open right here while I draw it. Alright, so this mermaid, I'm going to make it a guy mermaid. So it's going to be a merman. And let's see. Yeah, it's really cool. Look at that. It's wild, right? It's like something out of Alien. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I thought that was a gift. Oh, it is. There we go. So weird. Yeah. Okay. So this is the fish that I'm going to try to draw. If you guys want, you could research your own fish right now. Isabella, we're gonna try. I have no idea. I haven't even done any sketches beforehand, so this is I'm drawing it right off the cuff. Um, let's see. I think this guy's gonna have nice big cheeks too, just like this fish. Have a little nose. And really bulgy eyes. There we go. And I think it'll be funny to draw this one as, like usually mermaids are very athletic and very fit and trim. And I'm going to draw this guy a little bit more just kind of pudgy around the gills, as they say. There you go. And now I went straight for the detail for the face because sometimes when you're trying to make up a character, it's good to start with a little detail just so you get the idea, the essence of the character, and then that'll help. Yeah, right? It kind of like flaps over as if like my beard could just like open up and turn into a mouth. So definitely want to keep that mouth, obviously. That's like a huge part of this. Okay, let's see. Let's try to get a general good shape of this guy. What's his tail look like? That's what I want to know. Whoa. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Ah. That's crazy. Do you guys see this? They're fighting. Okay, awesome. This is so cool. And this is kind of goes back to if you were in our superhero class when we were talking about Stan Lee, the guy who wrote all the Marvel comics. He loved science and loved to take inspiration from science and things that he saw in nature. So I feel like this is definitely something that he would have taken inspiration from. There we go. So just kind of working out the body shape for this character. Slowly building it. And let's see. I think it'd be funny if he was just kind of like lounging forwards like this. Kind of lazy, and then all of a sudden he'll like get mad. Okay, let's see. Okay. Also, there's plenty of other artists that do MerMay too, and if you look up the hashtag, you could see them. I just personally really like Corey Loftus's drawings, so that's why I showed you his. And I feel like he has a good range for his drawings too. Okay. Let's give them a little bit of the fin because it looks like they have like that kind of thing running down the tail. All right. He looks like a slug. Hi, David. All right, cool. Now, like I said, the challenge for today is for you guys to come up with your own mermaid or anything like merman. And so if you guys want, you can start looking up fish. I just looked up, I think I looked up like funny fish or something like that, and this one came up. So yeah. However you guys want to go about finding your favorite fish. Or unless you already have a fish. You could do like, I mean, you could even do like a puffer fish. You can do seahorse kind of mermaid. They don't even have to be real fish. They could be part dolphin. Okay. Let's go in with the ink. We have a little bit more time. I'm going to have to color this guy later. You guys will have to see what it looks like when I post it on Instagram. Or maybe I'll do a sketch. Instead of doing that, I'm going to do a sketch of what it would look like if he screamed out loud. Okay. Where's that picture? This is the one that I want. I'm definitely gonna, you better believe I'm gonna add some of those colors into it. He's gonna be all decked out, which is gonna be so funny because he's gonna be so colorful, but yet like look very sluggish. And I'm just drawing the edits, so I'm not even going to erase what's underneath yet. I'm just going to draw the underneath the edits. What a crazy defense mechanism. So this will open, this part right there will open like a flap, I think. Like this. So I think that's how it really opens. Oh my goodness, look how creepy that is, the teeth jacketing like that. I didn't even know fish had teeth. Oh, this isn't. So this is an extra window that I have open. This is in Safari. So if you look at it like that, this is a Safari tab that I have open at the same time. Some tablets let you do that. Sometimes they don't. I know some phones do it. My phone doesn't even do that. But I think it's like if you have a Microsoft phone, you can do that. But if anything, you could just look it up on your computer. I just have it looked up right here because that way you guys can see what I'm looking at too. And the purple tongue, like the range of color from right here to right here. Look at those colors. It's like every color in the rainbow right there. Very cool. All right. The Oscar fish with teeth. I don't think I do. Let's look that up. I think, as cool as this looks right now, I think I want to make the whole mask like look way bigger because this is, it's like a medium size. Let's see if I can make this bigger. Yeah, like I think I want it more like that. There we go. Right now it kind of looks like whiskers, but I'll change it. And we'll also make his arms kind of like angled up like this. So like he's angry. Even though the fish doesn't have that, I think if a person was getting that angry that their face would explode open like that, they would have hands that would look like this. There we go. I'll go into that later and finish that drawing. There we go. All right, I'm excited to finish this drawing. In the meantime, let's finish the lesson for today. Let me give you guys your challenge of the day, which is to research a type of sea creature you don't know exists and turn it into a mermaid. So let me know. Definitely send me a picture of the actual fish that you decide to go with, and then also your drawing too. Maybe go for a flounder type fish. Mo, you missed that. We already did that. I'm sorry, Isabella. But hopefully this makes you feel a little bit better. For our male of the morning, it was yours, Isabella, that I picked because I love your drawing that you did for your mom for Mother's Day. So cute, so funny. And you said, these are really fun to draw. You're talking about the animal mashups that we did. And the morning cartooning episodes are always make my day, and they're awesome. Thank you, Isabella. You are awesome. Even though you beat me at Pictionary. Yeah, let's check these out a little bit bigger. So you did the wolf snake one, you did a wolfy griff, gray wolf, harpy eagle, and cheetah. You did a dragot too, you did the fox and the bird. And you did your awesome Mother's Day picture, which has got like a turtle, I think, right? A turtle? With reading a book on the Game of Thrones throne, which came out great. Nice job. And the flowers that you did for your mom too, and the colors of the books. I can tell that you spent a lot of time, especially getting the colors right. And I love that you mixed with the text, and you did like typed text and also a hand-drawn exclamation point. It looks really cute. I'm sure your mom loved that. So sweet, so cute. And I feel like that's like a very unique card to give your mom. So I'm sure she loved it a lot. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. Now for next week, next episode, which is going to be on Thursday, submit your drawings to noahfontana@gmail.com. So you have a couple. You have a day. You have today, tomorrow, and then just get it in by tomorrow night. Yes, the turtle. Okay, cool. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe this video. I'm going to do that right now too. Thumbs up. Boom. I'm already subscribed. And what should we draw? Let me know what you guys want to draw. I have for next next episode, which is going to be, I'm going to announce it in just a second, but for next week, I already have, we're going to do, some of you guys suggested it already, let me look through, we're going to do mythical beasts, so we're going to do some of those animals and characters that you guys wanted to do, and then on Thursday next week, we're going to do the art of Broadway shows, so we're going to do a bunch of different cool drawings and sketches and look into the art of Broadway shows, because you guys had suggested both of those, so thank you for those suggestions. Let me know. We'll add it on to the next week's after that, so we can keep on doing some more fun drawings. And yeah, if you want to help, there's a link to donate to below, and I really appreciate that as well. And let's see. We also have. That's it. Yeah. So our next episode, if you look right up there, Jekyll and Hyde, and if you look right there, you can see in that top corner. It's Thursday at 10 a.m. PST. It's episode 22 already. Can you believe that? Let me know in the comments how many of you have been here from episode 1. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. But yeah, Jekyll and Hyde will be a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about transformations. We're going to do some kind of caricatures. If you ever wanted to draw a caricature of somebody that you knew. And then we're going to see how we can Jekyll and Hyde it up. But I don't want to spoil it too much. So stay tuned for next episode. Kevin, muscle episode, I'm adding it to the list. I wrote it down, so it's going to happen. But people have been asking for the Broadway ones and the Mythical Beast ones for a long time, too. So I want to make sure we got to those. But yes, muscles, I really want to do that one because that'll be a lot of fun and I think really helpful. So those are coming. I will see you guys on Thursday, hopefully. And I had a lot of fun today, and I look forward to seeing your mermaid drawings. Also, if you post them, don't forget it is MerMay. So if you look up that hashtag MerMay, you'll see a lot of other people drawing sea creatures, and sometimes they don't even draw just one mermaid, but they draw like a whole scene for the mermaid to be in, which would be kind of cool too. Like, what would this mermaid that I drew, what would his bedroom look like if it was under the sea, you know? So yeah, check that out, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Bye.